889-8377, extension 224.
KCAA.
Hello, world friends. Welcome to KCAA Radio. I'm your host, Cornelius Bryant, and this is Evelyn Pierre, and the name of the show is the E Factor Radio Show. And so what we're doing today, we're doing something a little different. We're sort of like copying off what our last guest did, Brianna Price. And so we're going live because of the topic today is, when we do certain things, are like embarrassing moments, because sometimes we do stuff and we're really embarrassed, we don't want to tell people. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. But before we get started with that, I'm going to have you introduce yourself again. But first of all, I just want to reach out to all the people who are in Riverside County and all over with the fires, who's losing their homes and their property and have to evacuate. Just let them know we're praying for you. And so also for the first responders, all the firemen and all the men and women who put their lives on the line to protect us from the fires and the dangers. We just want to give a shout out to you and let you know that we're praying for you. We thank you and we care for you. Okay, Evelyn, even though you've been on the show before, it's been a while. So before we get into this, what we're talking about, just give everybody a refresher about yourself.
So my name is Evelyn Perea, and I was a therapist for about 10 years. Now I'm a project manager or program manager, however you want to say it. And I am very honored to be part of the Renaissance Man with Cornelius and be able to see your business blossom. So thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. So when I did my recording yesterday, I went live on Facebook yesterday from my private studio in the Hamptons. But now,
wow.
Yes,
that's
but
amazing.
Now I'm back here now in Redlands, California at the station. But we talked about a couple of weeks ago, because June was mental wellness month, or mental awareness month. Mm-hmm. All right, so Brianna and I, we talked about a topic. One of our topics was living in a stressed out world. Mm-hmm. So we talk about the things that people stress out about and all that. And then she said at the end of that particular show, it was about how she does things, and she had this thing she was called her journey, 365-day journey. And she was saying the things she learned from it, doing stuff out of the box and the way it helps you and relieve stress. I thought, oh, that's good.
Ooh, could you share a few of the things that she shared with you?
Yeah, she because she does that, and she was doing it, because when we do things, we're programmed. For the most part, we're programmed. We come home, we do this, we do that, we do this. And then we tie ourselves up. We got to get up at a certain time. We got to go to bed at a certain time. We watch the same programs all the time. So we're programmed to just live in this little one area, this one box. So by going out the box, it can be de-stressing, but you're doing something different, and like a lot of times pertaining to today, we have things happen to us, but we don't want to tell people because it's embarrassing. I mean, a lot of things are embarrassing, and you don't want to tell people because you're like, oh man, I'm so ashamed. I just can't tell them or anything like that. But it's understandable. You don't, who wants to do that? And then it makes you look bad in a way, but not necessarily bad, but if you're embarrassed about it, you don't want people to know. And so I had one of those moments this week. It was a really embarrassing moment for me.
Can I chime in a little bit?
Yes,
Does this have to do with the mark on your face?
Well, it does have to do with the mark on my face. And the thing about it, you see this mark now, but you should have saw it when it happened. But we'll get to that later. But yes, this has everything to do with this mark on my face. And it was funny. It was funny when it happened because, we have people in the audience and they're looking, they're doing this and doing that. But I'm gonna do like this. Nah, I'm just playing. But anyway, it has everything to do with the mark. And the thing of it is that when it happened, I was like, God, I can't believe that. You're like, how stupid is that? And,
are you going to take us through, from the beginning, what happened?
Oh, I'm going to take you from the very beginning to the end.
I need to hear this.
To the very beginning to the end. And, because everything that's embarrassing, not everything, but majority of the time, if something embarrassing to us, it's funny to other people, even though they may not laugh at the particular time or they may not say nothing. But then later they'll be like, "Wow, did you see that?" Or what? And they're laughing behind your back and what have you. But this time I want to give us all a chance to laugh together. But before we get into me, we're gonna do some other things. So on the show, I told people what they can do. First of all, they can share some of their embarrassing moments with us. And what people goes, no, because if it's embarrassing, I don't want nobody to know. And so if I put it on Facebook, everybody will see my name and they'll know who it is, right?
Yeah.
And so when we
Everyone will know now.
yeah, now they know. So what we're going to do in order to protect the innocent, even some of the guilty, when we use certain names or talk about certain people, instead of saying their name, we're going to go, if they're over 40, we're going to call them Jane Doe. If they're under 40, we're going to call them Jeannie Doe. If it's a male, excuse me, if he's over 40, we'll call him John Doe. But if he's under 40, we'll call him Johnny Doe.
Okay.
So how we
as
gonna,
long as you remember that, because I already forgot.
Oh, I probably
the
won't.
first person.
I probably won't. Then I'll start talking about it. Then people goes, "Oh, look at him, embarrass himself again." But that's all right. So I'm gonna let you start off. If you have a story or a story about somebody, and then we can chime in the story. But we're gonna be nice
Okay.
while we're doing it. All right, go ahead.
Well, I mean, I have too many stories. Like, I don't know where to start. I really want to get to your story, but
Patience.
I know. I was trying to think, like, I knew when I came here, I'm like, I have so many stories, I don't have to write them down. But now that I'm sitting here, I'm like, I blanked out. Like, I can't think of one embarrassing story. I have one, but it's not that embarrassing now that I'm, like, thinking about it. But I even asked my sister right now, like, can you tell me what's, like, the most embarrassing thing I've done? She's like, you embarrass yourself every day.
So you should be able to come up with something easy. Then.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, if she was just kidding, though. But I guess I could think of something. So I was in the Tube. So that's in London.
The Tube? What's the Tube?
The Tube is a subway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they call it the Tube in London. So I was there with my friends. We went on vacation just for fun. And we were trying to get into the train, right? Or the Tube, the subway. And you have to really be quick, right? Because if you're not, you're going to get stuck, or, your friends are going to leave you behind because you need to, like, run before the doors closes. So I ran. Actually, you know what? Maybe this was in London, but maybe not the time I'm thinking about. But anyway, so I was there with my friends. We were supposed to go to class, and I ran in.
Oh, you went there for school?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I studied abroad there for a semester. So I think it was when I studied abroad. So I was trying to get, I think I was trying to get off the train, but the door shut on my backpack. So I was like halfway out, and then my backpack was inside the train. So it's like at that point, I was thinking, like, do I let go of my backpack with all my belongings and I need my books to study? Or do I, like, have my friends pry the doors open, before the tube goes? Because, it's like the train, the person who conducts the train, it's all the way, like, 2 miles down that way or that way. Like, there's no one there who can help you.
Ah.
So it went by really fast, and my friends... It was actually really funny. My friends were actually trying to pry the doors open of the train.
And you're still there going,
honestly, I was really calm. I was like, oh, okay. Like, because you would think, like, if the door shut on something, like an object, it'll open back again. But no, it just stayed shut, because sometimes, like, they have those sensors where they'll open up again. So whatever it was in the way can, like,
I know
leave.
Like a garage door.
Yeah, exactly. There's a sensor. So it didn't have a sensor. So I was just standing there, and actually all my friends were, like, prying the door open, and it actually worked.
Oh.
So they actually were able to, like, pull me out from the door. Like, my backpack wasn't stuck anymore. So now thinking about it, I'm like, wow, that could have been really scary. If I would have, the train could have taken me with it, or I would have had to leave my belongings, or, like, I would have had to, like, run to the next stop, to catch my backpack. But in the moment, yeah, that was embarrassing because everyone was looking at you, and I was just like, I couldn't move. My friends were the ones who were helping me. So now thinking about it, it was a really funny moment. But I would say, like, in the moment, it was a little embarrassing.
Right. I mean, everybody look at like, like, God, is she gonna make it?
Right.
Now it become like this little sideshow. Is she gonna make it? Is she gonna make it? Then everybody's thinking, oh, leave it to the Americans.
Yes, exactly.
Leave it to the Americans.
And then that you can see as like a sore thumb, like in another country.
Yeah.
And now that I'm thinking, like, no one in the train really gets up to help you. They just, on their way to work or on their way home, it's just like a normal thing, but we were like panicking. We were like trying to get me out of there as soon as possible. But yeah, but that's my story. So
Okay, yeah, that's good because, like you say, it could have turned out worse than it was.
yes.
And then, like you say, people are just sitting there, they're watching you, they look like, I don't want to get up and help her. I may lose my seat.
Right,
I don't want to lose my seat.
Exactly, yeah.
You sitting there with your backpack going down, hollering and screaming, getting slapped against columns. I'm glad it didn't work out.
Oh
that
my
way.
gosh, imagine.
I know. Yeah, just imagine.
That would have been really bad, but
Yeah, it would have. Yep, and that's your only one? See, I have a lot, but
I'm
we're
sure
only
I
here for
have
one.
more. So how about let's take turns?
No, because mine is going to take a long time because we're going to detail it. So what we're going to do
Okay.
here, we'll go through some of the ones that people share with me. And then, this is not for the weak at heart. So if you're really sensitive and stuff, maybe you should tune out because when things are embarrassing, usually it's on the bad side or really negative side, even though it's funny. But for some people, they'll be like, oh, that is so sickening or whatever. But, if that's it, we won't do it. Okay, let's call this person Jane Doe. Remember who
Okay.
Jane Doe is?
Someone over 40?
Someone over 40.
Okay.
All right,
I have a
good.
good memory.
That's it.
I know.
see?
I
No,
was
no,
doubting
no.
myself.
Right. Okay. Let's just say Jane Doe said that she was at her son's college graduation. I mean, I want you guys to picture this. You got to take time. You got to picture it. College graduation, college, not high school, or elementary, college. So you know what kind of people were at college graduations, right? Between the faculty and all these people, the alumni and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So you have all these, and the parents, a lot of parents, they're like, oh, this is whatever. So this particular person, Jane Doe, said she was walking and she fell in front of all these people.
Oh my gosh. When it was her turn to walk to
No,
get her
no.
diploma?
She was the parent.
Oh,
her
the
son was
parent.
graduating.
Oh my gosh.
She was the parent. And she's walking and she falls in front of all these people. Not that it's funny, but you fall in front of all these people.
That's embarrassing.
Now that's embarrassing.
Now that's embarrassing.
That's embarrassing. Can you imagine when the time comes, they call the kid's name, and then you start rooting, oh, that's the ones whose mother fell. And I wanted to ask her, but I didn't. So when you fell, did you have on a dress or did you have on pants when you fell? So
That is embarrassing.
Right,
Especially
right.
like in a room of a lot of people in there and some
Right.
of them,
Right.
you might know, you might not know, but that's very embarrassing.
Right, then everybody's looking, then like you said, it's amazing how when something happened, no one rushes to help you. Mm-hmm. You're laying out like, oh, they're like, oh, whoa, what's wrong with her? Past probably stepped over a couple of times. And then once you get up in this situation, your family's trying to walk away like they don't know you, because you embarrassed. Oh, I can't believe they did that.
I would hope they would try to help her.
Well, some do and some
But
don't.
yeah,
They walk
some of
away.
them, if it's really funny, you just like try not to show that you're laughing so hard.
Right,
if
right.
it's like,
You be
someone that you know.
Oh my God, I can't believe that. Yeah, and so that's one. So I'm just thinking, wow, years later when you're talking about it, do you even bring it up? Well, in that case, they did just to share with us. But then your kid tells you, oh, I still remember the time you embarrassed me. You fell, at the graduation in front of everybody. Especially if you're a smart student, everybody really know you. Then they'd be like, oh, that was your mother who fell, huh? You'd be like, nope, wasn't mine. But you know what? We're going to pick this up on the other side of this commercial break. We'll be back, and sooner or later.
Sounds
All right.
good.
Yeah, that was too funny.
KCAA Radio Radio has openings for 1-hour talk shows. If you want to host a radio show, now is the time. Make KCAA your flagship station. Our rates are affordable and our services are second to none. We broadcast to a population of 5 million people. Plus, we stream and podcast on all major online audio and video systems. If you've been thinking about broadcasting a weekly radio program on Real Radio plus the internet, contact our CEO at 281-599-9800. 281-599-9800. You can Skype your show from your home to our Redlands, California studio where our live producers and engineers are ready to work with you personally. A radio program on KCAA is the perfect work from home avocation in these stressful times. Just type kcaaradio.com into your browser to learn more about hosting a show on the best station in the nation, or call our CEO for details, 281-599-9800.
And now, the voices of KCAA with an exciting announcement.
Want to hear NBC News or KCAA anywhere you go? Well, now there's an app for that.
KCAA is celebrating 25 years and our silver anniversary with a brand new app.
The new KCAA app is now available on your smart device, cell phone, in your car, or any place.
Just search KCAA on Google Play or in the Apple Store.
One touch and you can listen on your car radio, Bluetooth device, Android Auto, or Apple CarPlay.
Catch the KCAA buzz in your earbuds or on the streets, celebrating 25 years of talk, news, and excellence with our new KCAA app.
Just do it and download it.
KCAA, celebrating 25 years.
Uh-oh.
I'm excited to hear it.
Okay, we're sitting here laughing and playing, but we're back. Let's get back to business. So we talked about that embarrassing moment. Okay, now here's another Jane Doe. You know, people say, oh, you only talk about Jane Does. Why are you picking on James? I'm not picking on James. I'm just telling the stories in order. Then I'm gonna let you tell a story.
Okay.
And then I have a John Doe too.
I'm intrigued from
Yeah.
all these
All right, so
embarrassing
now-
stories.
Now let's call this Jane Doe story "Couldn't Hold It." You know, we'll give each one a topic. Couldn't hold it. All right, now, okay, people, if you all, this may be the moment for you to leave on this one. So Jane Doe meets a young man, okay, and so of course he invites her to his house. You know, pretty woman. He wants to show her off to the family and what have you. And so on this particular morning, when they're going to have this dinner, Jane Doe tells him, you know, I'm really not feeling well. I don't want to go. But you know, sometimes when you say stuff like that, people think, oh, you just don't want to go. You just don't want to go. But you're really not feeling well.
Right.
Especially that was this case. And so Jane Doe's sitting there at the table. She's eating food. And she told the guy before she left she wasn't feeling well. Her stomach was messed up. And so she's like, oh, I got to go. I got to go. And, of course, you know, people be like, oh, don't leave now. Don't leave now. You're going to embarrass me in front of my mother or whatever.
Right.
And so Jane Doe finally says, oh, I have to get up and go to the bathroom. So Jane Doe gets up. And you know how it is when you have like a stomach flu or something? Yes. Just what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Just what you're
Can
thinking.
you tell us?
Jane Doe let it go. She couldn't hold it. And so now here you are around this dinner with all these people, and now you catch
Wait, are we
diarrhea.
talking about number 1 or number 2?
2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you
it
know,
just
like,
came out.
Yeah, you know, like you've had flu virus or stomach virus before. You know how sometimes it goes, and you're just like, oh man, I'm glued to the bathroom. And so that, yeah, we all had those. People going, oh, I can't. No, you did it too. Come on now. You may not want to tell nobody. We all had those moments. We're human. And so that was, I said, I agreed with her. That was really embarrassing. Really.
Wow. So what happened afterwards? Like everyone saw, or she was able to hide it?
No, everyone saw.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, it's like, no. And it was, needless to say, the guy never asked her out again.
Oh my goodness.
No.
I feel so bad for her. But also, he should have listened to her. She was saying she wasn't feeling well, you know?
Well, you know, us as men, when we get somebody like that, we just want the whole world to see, especially if you already told them, you know, oh, you done told
Like,
all
I
your
found the
friends.
most beautiful
oh,
woman. I
most
want you to meet
beautiful,
her.
Oh, she's so fine. She this, she that. And then you invite her to this dinner or whatever the case is. And then she don't show up on that day, and everybody look like, yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, right, you know. And so you pressure them, oh, come on. Then you turn, oh. And so that's the result. So lesson learned with that one. If they say I'm not feeling good, I don't want to go, let them stay home.
Wow, that's crazy. And I'm sure that's probably the first time that happened to her, right?
I would hope it was the
Oh
first.
my God.
I would hope it was the first time, because if you got a regular habit of doing that, wow, that's not good. Yeah, but I would hope it was the first time. But yeah, that was.
So then afterwards, she just went home. He took her home, or she got picked up. What happened?
Well, I assume he took her home, because back then they didn't have Uber. He may have told her, "Hey, call a taxi or a cab." I mean,
I hope he would have been a gentleman enough to take her home.
I don't know. That's a pretty messy ride.
Yeah, because.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So now your turn.
Okay. So let me see. I know a lot of people with a lot of embarrassing stories. So, oh my goodness. Now I'm like blinking. There's
All
so
right.
many to choose from. Now I can't think of one.
You see, the good thing about it, I had to reach out to people and get them, because I would have did the same thing. Like, oh man, because you're thinking in your mind, I don't want to say nothing about this person because they're gonna get mad. That person, they're gonna get mad, or.
And it's
this
not that they're
person
gonna
said
get
something.
mad. Is that I just can't remember
You
for
can't?
some reason.
Okay.
Would you like to go next? And while you're saying your story, I can think of one.
I would like to go next.
Okay. And
Okay.
I will think of one right
All right.
now.
This one they sent me. It was funny. We're gonna call this John Doe small pants.
Okay.
John Doe small pants, because this particular person, he said his wife was going to get some big award at some award show, and so they call the different people up, the recipients. So they called her up. Of course, your spouse is there or what have you. They call you to come up there and what have you. So he's going up there with her, and he drops some or something. He bends down to pick it up, and his pants just split wide open right there in front of everybody.
Oh my gosh.
And of course, his wife, she's in this Fortune 500 company getting this award, and her husband goes and splits his crouch right there in front of everybody. And of course, she was angry, and he was embarrassed, and she was
Oh my
humiliated.
goodness.
And so I had to tell him, thank you for sharing that with me, because we have all had some kind of wardrobe misfunction or something at some time, but on a stage like that, wow.
Oh my gosh. All right. So I did remember
got it?
something. Yes.
All right, I'm
So-
gonna stop talking to you, because I'm gonna keep talking to you. Then you forget what you were gonna say. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Oh, were you done?
No, I was done. Yeah, but
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to help you. Like do your muscle memory exercise by talking to you. Then when I finish talking to you, then see if you still remember.
Yes. I
Okay.
have it right now in my head. So my family and I went to Ensenada this past month. And we just went because we try to go like every few years with our family. And we went to a winery. So in Ensenada, there's this, it's called Valle de Guadalupe, which is like a city of just wineries, right? People are able to make all the wines. They're like award-winning. They're like delicious wines and everything. So
A lot of
there's
tipsy people running around there.
So yes, so that's why. So the scenery is so beautiful. We go with like 2 families, and we just like take the route. Go to the different award-winning restaurants. There's wine here and there. So if you do want to stop at a winery, you could do like a wine test. So they give you like 5 wines to like, they just give you like, it's a little taste, right? So it's just like
Right.
a tiny bit. So they tell you to smell it. They're like professional. So, you have to like swirl it around in your cup and smell it and taste it. And then you smell the notes of like amber or smoked. It's crazy. I'm like, wow, this is like professionals. The people
Right.
that was there, they were telling us how they went to the city of Mexico and then they were like second place in the whole in all of Mexico, that they won like the award for being like a wine connoisseur. So that's beside the point though. So but we were leaving a winery, so we went there. It was so gorgeous. You just see the fields of the grapes, and it's just a nice time to just sit down with your family, talk,
Right, okay.
So that was before our dinner. So we just went there, and then as we were leaving, this man was telling us that there's a lot of crazy people there. So some people do not know how to measure wine, I guess, because it's sometimes
measure or drink it slowly?
I would say measure. So
Okay,
they don't.
all right.
I feel like they're just drinking and drinking and drinking. You know. So that's when it's Mexico, so they're not gonna tell you to stop, right? So this guy was telling us that there was a girl from India. So she went there with her family to just see Mexico, the wineries. And honestly, it's a very beautiful place. It's like a very family place. You don't have to do the tasting. There's a lot of restaurants and all the wineries. But so this girl from India, he was telling us that she got so drunk that she took off all her clothes. And she was running around on the grass. And they were trying to
catch her?
Yeah. I was like, oh my, this guy who works there, he was like, we just have so many crazy people here. Like, are you serious? And he was telling us story after story after story that he gets crazy people there. So he saw us, we're very, very quiet family. We're just there, and then we left, so we were just looking at the scenery. We tried some wines, and then we, it's normal. We're just normal people, we're not, my family is not getting drunk or anything. But so he was telling us that this girl from India, she was completely over the limit of drunkenness, and she was just laughing, running around. They couldn't hold her down. I was like, are you serious? I was like, I bet you she's never gonna want to come back to Mexico,
right, exactly.
So yeah, but then, and that night we went to go eat pizza with our families, and I told them the police, not the police officer, the guard there, he was telling us all these stories. They're like, no way. I'm like, yeah, I cannot believe it. We were just telling stories that he was telling us. So that was funny. We just couldn't believe it. Wow, people really are crazy.
Oh, that's funny, because where we were in some situations, people did that all the time. They didn't have to have.
Oh, really? You see, I'm not used to that.
You're
I'm not around it. I don't know it. We're just there to dress cute, take our pictures in the winery.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're there to dress cute, take the winery. I tell you what, we're going to pick this up on the other end of this commercial break. We're getting close to that time, so people are there waiting. They're like, hey, all the thing we want to hear is the story of the face. And we're getting close to that. Yeah, it's funny.
KCAA Radio has openings for 1-hour talk shows. If you want to host a radio show, now is the time. Make KCAA your flagship station. Our rates are affordable and our services are second to none. We broadcast to a population of 5 million people. Plus, we stream and podcast on all major online audio and video systems. If you've been thinking about broadcasting a weekly radio program on Real Radio plus the internet, contact our CEO at 281-599-9800. 281-599-9800. You can Skype your show from your home to our Redlands, California studio, where our live producers and engineers are ready to work with you personally. A radio program on KCAA is the perfect work from home avocation in these stressful times. Just type kcaaradio.com into your browser to learn more about hosting a show on the best station in the nation, or call our CEO for details, 281-599-9800.
And now, the voices of KCAA with an exciting announcement.
Want to hear NBC News or KCAA anywhere you go? Well, now there's an app for that.
KCAA is celebrating 25 years and our silver anniversary with a brand new app.
The new KCAA app is now available on your smart device, cell phone, in your car, or any place.
Just search KCAA on Google Play or in the Apple Store.
One touch and you can listen on your car radio, Bluetooth device, Android Auto, or Apple CarPlay.
Catch the KCAA buzz in your earbuds or on the streets, celebrating 25 years of talk, news, and excellence with our new KCAA app.
Just do it and download it.
KCAA, celebrating 25 years.
Okay, welcome back. We just ended with, she said over in Mexico, that's irregular. For your family, it's irregular, but I guess it would all depend on the people you hung around with, because people are getting drunk and getting naked. I've seen it many times,
Oh my gosh.
Then, you're trying to chase them down and catch them. Even I was in Walmart one day, and there's this lady. She's running around Walmart naked. And the security
I hope
people and the
they're
employees,
okay.
they're chasing her, trying to catch her, and she's doing these moves
Because
and
I
stuff.
feel like there's something wrong there, right? Maybe they need extra help because maybe they're
Oh,
like
yeah.
on drugs.
you
So
know.
I hope they get the help they need because that's sad.
Yeah,
you know?
it is. But I mean, like, okay. And the thing about it, the people in the store, the majority of them, they just kept shopping. It's like no big deal. Okay, we just keep shopping. You gotta get your stuff and get out of there.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so here it is. What we're waiting for. What happened to my face? All right.
Yes, only the people on Facebook can see you on the live. So people who are listening can't see you.
Okay, so
but
I'm
do you want to
really,
describe it?
I'm gonna have to really give them details.
Yes.
All right, so my face has this big old gash in it, scratches and all that stuff. And then on one of them in the center has like a little hole in it, And so I asked people to try to figure out what happened. So I got a few ideas. Somebody said, "Oh, you got bit by a dog." No. You got beat up and robbed. No. You got beat up. No. I'm
That's
like,
how bad it looks.
I'm trying to figure out why. Do I look like people can just beat me up really easy? Why everybody can say beat up? But anyways, so it was none of the above. So I'm going to take you back, like they go back. I'm going to take you back.
From the beginning.
From the
we
beginning.
We want to know the story.
Pre-incident. Okay, so here it is. We got a puppy a couple of months ago. And so these people, they were walking down the street with a dog. So, I looked outside and the dog, we heard barking because, I looked,
So this is outside your house?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because, I'm like nosy. Oh, what's going on in the neighborhood? Oh, let me take a look and see. And so these people, they have this dog, these two brown German Shepherds, beautiful dogs. So I asked them, hey, do you guys mate your dogs? Because, we were thinking about getting a dog. And they goes, no, we don't. But we just talked to some people, and they're trying to find somebody to take their dog from them because they can't take care of it anymore. So I goes, oh, okay. So I get the number from them. And so I go in the house and tell my girlfriend, hey, these people said they met these people, and they have a puppy, and they're trying to get rid of the puppy because we're talking about getting a dog, and they're trying to get rid of the puppy. So anyways, we call the people. They take us a picture, send us the picture. We go around and look at the dog. So we're there about 40 minutes looking at the dog and all that. So we finally take the dog from the people. And so the dog's name is Bullet. And so we go, oh, he's 2-3 months old, whatever. We don't want to.
So is this the dog that you have now?
It's the dog I have.
This is the story of how you got your now dog.
The now dog.
Okay.
Yes, the now dog. Roof, roof. That dog. And so, anyways, so, we've been working with him, training him, potty training him, all that. So we have him potty trained to go use the bathroom in a certain area of the yard. That way he's not all over the yard. We have to clean up and all that. So one day I'm in the backyard. I'm working on the fence. I'm fixing the fence. He comes out. I look at him, smile. What a boy. And so then he gets ready to pee in the wrong spot. And so I call his name, Bullet. And so he looks at me.
This is outside in the front?
Outside in the backyard.
Oh, backyard.
The backyard. So he looks at me, and I start chasing him. No, 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 no. And he's running, and I'm going, no, 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 no. And I'm chasing him. Then all of a sudden, bam! I'm like,
you got knocked out?
not knocked out, but I got knocked. Put it that way.
Okay.
And so my brain asked my body, what happened? And I'm trying to figure it out. And I had my glasses on.
Were
and
you
so
still
now,
standing?
now my glasses are all like this, all tweaked
Okay.
up and stuff. And I'm sitting there. I'm in a daze.
Wait, were you still standing at this point?
I was still standing.
Okay.
But I think I had a concussion because I could have swore the dog had lips and he was laughing at me.
Oh my goodness.
So that's how hard I hit this tree. And so the dog's looking there, and in my mind, he's going, and then he got kind of concerned. So he looks, and then he probably noticed me. So he came back, and he's going like this. He's trying to figure out, well, okay, what's going on? What's going on?
Why did you stop chasing me around?
Right. But then he probably looked at my face. He was like, God, what happened to you? So now I'm standing here, and I start feel this swelling, and I feel some of my face,
Like on your right cheek?
My right cheek. Am I showing it the right way? Right cheek. And so now I go like this, and there's just blood running down.
Oh my goodness.
And so now I'm like, whoa. I'm thinking, man, I almost got my eye, but it didn't. So now I'm thinking, wow, that almost, is my jaw broke? Is what's going on? I'm trying to figure it out. I'm kind of, nervous and what have you. But I'm like, wow. And then I go like this, and, it's all kind of blood there. I'm like, oh. And then I look at the tree, and I'm thinking, who put that tree in the way? I can't believe they did that. But, of course, the tree's
Was there blood on the tree?
Oh, I didn't look at the tree.
Oh, my God.
I didn't look at the tree. I mean, at this point, it's like,
you're like, I don't even want to look back there.
I don't even want to look at the tree. I don't even go back to the scene of the injury. But I'm standing there, and then I feel this swelling starts to swell up. And like I said, and this blood's running down and all that. And I'm doing this. I'm trying to I don't want to touch it too hard because it's tender. Like,
oh my gosh, that's terrible.
And so now it's all tender. And so then next thing you know, I'm like, wow, man. And I'm thinking to myself, been better off to let him.
Do you want to take off your glasses so the people can see?
No, because then, I'll take them off. Okay. Because can you see? Can they see now? Can you see? Oh, don't look away. Look away.
I can see.
And so, but you should have saw it the day it happened. It was,
gosh.
It was bad. And then, so now I'm standing there, and it's almost like, like on a
So you were in a state of shock. So when this happened, you were trying to just, make sense of what just happened, and try to get yourself.
Pull myself together.
Yeah, first aid for your face.
I think the first 10 seconds was shock, and the rest of the time was embarrassment. Like, how embarrassing is this?
In the backyard. It's not like you were out I thought you were out in the park chasing your dog. But
No,
you were at home.
No, that's even worse, being at home, because at home, you're supposed to know where everything is.
Right.
I mean, you've walked that backyard a million times, and you did this, and, you cut the tree so you know where everything is, and that's what makes it worse because it's at home. If it was out in public, I could say, oh, well, I was trying to avoid running you over, so I hit the tree. I could have gave some heroic story to it or something like that. But at your own house, in your backyard, that's what made it. So now I'm like, oh, I'm hurting, I'm embarrassed. And then, the dog, he came over, he just felt so sorry for me. He just came.
Aww.
And he laid on the ground, and he was standing there next to me like, oh, master. Oh, my human, he's not too smart. So anyways, I'm doing this. I finally get it. So I finally pull myself together. I'm like, wow. So now I'm thinking,
Was your girlfriend with you? Was she in the house?
No, she was in the house.
Okay.
And so, you start thinking about stuff like, when certain things happen, like, maybe the 4th or 15th come to your mind is, what am I going to tell people happened? I hadn't even looked at it yet, but I just knew it was bad.
Oh, you couldn't bring yourself to look at it yet.
No, well, I was outside, remember? And I had to go in the house. Before I go in the house, I had to regain consciousness. I told you, I think I suffered a concussion. A concussion.
You gotta
so
make sure that.
I had to pull myself together. So I pulled myself together, and so then, it's like, wow. And so then I got ready to go in the house. And Joe, you know how it is. I wanted to be truthful and honest with her about what happened, because I know she was going to ask. So as soon as I get in the house.
Wait, can I pause right there?
Were
you wearing your glasses?
I was wearing my glasses.
Okay, so you could see.
I could see.
Okay.
See, there's no excuse. No excuse. I mean, yeah, if I wasn't wearing my glasses, something like that, but I was wearing my glasses.
Okay.
That's what people ask too. Were you wearing your glasses? How do you miss a big tree? You
were just so focused.
Yeah, I was so focused. You should have saw me, because you know how it is. Maybe you don't. When you have a dog or something, you start doing something. It's like with a baby.
Yeah,
you get into it. It's like
play with, they want to play. They're playful.
Right.
They
So now I'm all
chased.
playful. I'm running around going no, and all this stuff, and bam. So, anyways, like I say, I knew I had to go in the house, and she was gonna be in there. Just go patch myself up. And so I said, you know what? When she asks what happened, I'm gonna tell the truth. So I go in there, and she goes, what happened? I say, a wild rhinoceros ran into me. Yeah, a rhino was in the backyard and just ran into me. I had to tell the truth. And so anyways, I got myself all together, and she goes, she couldn't even look at it. So she asked me, "Oh," and
I know. It's so much blood, right?
Yeah. And the funny thing about it,
and like skin flap, like
yeah. That's right. Just make it worse. Yeah, that flappy skin, blood, headache, head half swollen.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that the next day, I had to be at interview, so to speak, at 9:00.
Oh my goodness.
And then I had to be at another one at 11. And she goes, "Oh, get up." Oh,
okay, my question is, did you cover it with something, or you just let it? You let
it.
Oh
no, I didn't Trump. See, I didn't cover it. I didn't do the Trump thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, and she goes, "Oh, you want me to put some makeup on it?" I told her, "No, I don't want to put no makeup." So I'm gonna walk around here with a half regular face and then a half a head swole with makeup. No. And so I just walked around with it just like that. And I went in these interviews, and people are, they're looking at you, but they don't want to say that. They're like, "God, look at that face." And they're probably trying to figure what happened. Did he get jumped? Did he get beat? I don't know if I should deal with this guy.
Did you tell them as soon as you saw them, or you just ignored it? You're like, if they ask me, I'll tell them.
Yeah, I ignored it. I was like ignoring it, but I can tell they were looking at it. I didn't want to make them feel uncomfortable, so I told them what happened. Mm-hmm. And they just laughed. They goes, "Oh, that is so funny." I goes, "Yes, that's very funny."
Yeah.
But it was funny, even though I was embarrassed about it. But it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I say sometimes things are embarrassing at the time. They're funny to somebody. Mm-hmm. I mean, once they find out you're not hurt, everybody goes, "Oh, are you hurt? Are you all right? Thank you for your concern. I am all right. I suffered through it." But if you can see it now, it happened Monday, and it's healing really quick.
Yeah, it is. What do you put on it? Nothing?
I can't tell you what I'm putting on it because I'm working. No. I'm working with the product I put on it to try to get them to sponsor us. That's why I'm making sure. You see how quickly that healed?
That is, it looks like it healed pretty quickly.
You got to capitalize off these little incidents. Yeah, see how quickly that healed? And what we'll do at the next show.
And I think the good thing about embarrassing stories, in the moment, obviously they're embarrassing, but once, you tell someone, it's funny. It's like you remember them, and they're like funny stories that you can tell,
No, I'm laughing, but I'm going to let you read.
Are you going to tell us?
No, I'm not going to tell you. All right, so we're going to do this because we're not going to worry about our break. We'll take that when we take it. I'm going to let you read this. And this is from our...
No, you can read it.
No. Okay. All right.
Oh, can we see the picture?
Oh, okay. You know what? Give me the picture. And this is what I'm saying. Men just get no credit no matter what. I'm in here hurt. I'm having a concussion or whatever it is I had. And what she wants to show everybody is the dog. She wants them to see the dog. I didn't... Can you take this dog? Can you see the dog? Huh? Can you see the dog? Huh? Look how big he is. 4 months old. I'm glad I wasn't chasing to be abusive toward him. At least I was being, yeah, look at him. Don't worry about my face. Look at him.
His innocent little eyes.
Yes, look at him. He's innocent little eyes. Yes, look at him.
He
That's
just wanted
right.
To play.
That's his big ears. Oh, look at him. Don't worry about my face while I'm trying to potty train him. Look at him. Okay, but anyways, our time is running out. Let's get to this story. No. Now that you brought him over, he's going to stay over here. Good boy. All right. Now, I'm going to read this. And
so is this anonymous, or are you going to tell her who's this from?
This is from Joe, our engineer.
Okay, so he just handed us.
He just handed me this note. Breaking news from Joe. A lady my friend knew told us she was a guy. She knew a guy that needed people to do security for a party at the Playboy Mansion. We all gave her $40 for a guard card and waited at Denny's for a bus that never came to pick us up. 20 of us fell for it. So, okay, we need a guard card. She needs at the Playboy Mansion. So, of course, $40 for this card. And they're so eager to go to this Playboy Mansion, not thinking of what kind of security you're going to do at the Playboy Mansion. Just think of all the benefits of the job, right? All the benefits. You're going to be guarding all these Playboy girls. And so you sat there. Now, that's funny. That's really funny because, I mean, just think if she did it to you, and there was 20 of you too. So what's 20 times 40? $800. So she probably pulled that all the time at $800 a pop. And so she's probably somewhere driving that Bentley up and down the street. But you know what? I got a better deal for you, Joe. I'll give it to you later. It's only going to cost you and your friends about $30 a piece, all right? Okay, all right. But yes, that's it. Hey, we're going to get ready to wrap it up. But thank you guys for joining us. And remember, what's embarrassing at one moment, when you look back at it, it can be funny. Don't get so involved in what you're doing that you don't pay attention to where you are right now.
Can we see his picture again?
No.
Oh,
We're not going to. No. They just, oh, can we show his picture again? No. Look at me. Look at me.
KCAA Radio has openings for 1-hour talk shows. If you want to host a radio show, now is the time. Make KCAA your flagship station. Our rates are affordable and our services are second to none. We broadcast to a population of 5 million people. Plus, we stream and podcast on all major online audio and video systems. If you've been thinking about broadcasting a weekly radio program on Real Radio plus the internet, contact our CEO at 281-599-9800. 281-599-9800. You can Skype your show from your home to our Redlands, California studio where our live producers and engineers are ready to work with you personally. A radio program on KCAA is the perfect work from home avocation in these stressful times. Just type kcaaradio.com into your browser to learn more about hosting a show on the best station in the nation or call our CEO for details. 281-599-9800.
And now, the voices of KCAA with an exciting announcement.
Want to hear NBC News or KCAA anywhere you go? Well, now there's an app for that.
KCAA is celebrating 25 years and our silver anniversary with a brand new app.
The new KCAA app is now available on your smart device, cell phone, in your car, or any place.
Just search KCAA on Google Play or in the Apple Store.
One touch and you can listen on your car radio, Bluetooth device, Android Auto, or Apple CarPlay.
Catch the KCAA buzz in your earbuds or on the streets, celebrating 25 years of talk, news, and excellence with our new KCAA app.
Just do it and download it.
KCAA, celebrating 25 years.
Hey, we're back. Welcome back. We've been just sitting here and, you know, everybody's worried about how cute the dog is. They forgot about the face. Oh, he's so cute. He's so cute. Okay, but anyways, that's what I mean. Men get no respect. Look at that. Nobody never said, oh, we're just so glad you're okay. You know, all this, all that. Now, show them the picture of the dog and they just forget all about me. But that's good because, you know, we're going to have one of our favorite guests back 2 weeks on the 4th week in August. Harold K. Weber. And he's a family and marriage therapist. We're going to have him back. And our topic on that day is going to be, we're going to do a lead-in because next year we're going to do a conference. And it's going to be about men, emotions, and responsibilities. John Doe and Johnny Doe.
Oh, okay. So more anonymous people.
Well, yes, more anonymous people. But, you know, this is a conference because, you know, like men, you know, we often talk about different issues with that and that. And you'll be surprised because a lot of people, like you say, we have the School of Etiquette, the Renaissance School of Etiquette, Life Skills, and Leadership. That's what we do. And you can reach us at area code 951-238-4720. Or you can email us at info@therenaissanceman.es. And I get these women, you know, they're calling about, oh, what can I do about my son, this, and I want my son to take your classes and all that. I goes, well, how old is your son? They're in their 20s, 30s. And I goes, well, you know, does he want to? They goes, no, but he needs to, this and that. I goes, well, I'm going to tell you right now. It doesn't matter what you feel he needs to do unless he wants to do it. You know, you can pay me, and I put a clause in there, no returns, non-refundable. But you're more than likely, unless your son wants to come, he's not going to come. And so what we're dealing with is a lot of issues with men that we don't talk about. Like, we don't get together, we don't talk about it, what we can do to resolve it. We holding things inside, like I say with me. When there's something embarrassing, you don't want to share it, you don't want to talk about it, but we need to do that. Mm-hmm. And so our conference next year is going to be Men, Emotions, and Responsibilities. Mm-hmm. And like I said, Harold K. Weber, he's going to be here on the 4th Saturday in August. So, but then we have somebody else coming the first Saturday. We'll be back on one of those days. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Do you want to share a little bit about your etiquette class? So I know that's your organization. So what do you do? How can someone get involved in that if they do want to take an etiquette class?
Well, they can, like I said, they can call us at 951-238-4720 or email us at the Renaissance, info@therenaissanceman.es.
Is it sorry, go ahead. Is it a one-day thing or is it like a series?
No, it's a series. There's actually 8 classes.
8 classes.
Right. We teach you like things from communication skills, social skills, it's life skills.
So it's all inclusive. So it's not just like how to eat properly or like if you have all the utensils, it's like all inclusive, like how to present yourself, confidence, respectfulness of everyone,
all of that,
etc.
That's right. Even if you bash your face in a tree, how to present yourself, But yeah, and that's what it is.
Keep going.
But then, and yet we have the different courses. Go to our webpage, therenaissanceman.es, and you can pick up some of those classes. Because sometimes people, they only want certain classes. They don't want to go through the whole course. They just want to learn maybe dining skills or communication skills, social skills. How to dress. Like somebody who just got a new job, promotion, what have you. They want to know how to dress for success and carry themselves. So we do offer single classes too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very much needed, because the art of etiquette is kind of lost. Sometimes they don't teach you. Like when I was in high school, I did take an etiquette class. So that was years ago, but they don't continue that anymore. They don't teach that anymore. So it's just not in demand, but it's definitely needed. So that's great, to have those life skills, etiquette skills.
Right. And that's what we're here for. We're here to help you. We're here to inspire you, to influence you, and to be a great impact in your life. And so our inspiration time for the day is almost over. But thank you, Evelyn. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, audience, who wanted to show off the puppy instead of me. And thank all you. And we'll be back. We'll be back. And if you want to advertise on this show, we have an email now. connect@theefactorradio.com. See you next time.
Goodbye.